Yo, this your boy JT, and this is a response video to Qball about him saying Triple G is another HBO hype job and how he doesn't buy into the hype. First, I want to say that's a good video. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and those are some pretty respectable points. Because it's happened before, so you can't really knock you for that type of reaction to the situation. But in this video, I'm just gonna try to tell you why. Not only do I think Triple G is the real deal, but I think he destroys Sergio Martinez. First, I just want to say that, I mean, not to sound redundant, because I know 7-8 made a video on this as well, but, you just got to give the guy credit, 15 straight knockouts, that's pretty impressive, man. I know it wasn't the best competition, but you can't really knock the guy for just fighting who is willing to get into the ring with them, you know what I mean? It's clear that no one wants to fight him, the other belt holders in the division, they're clearly ducking him. They don't want to fight him, so shouts out Curtis Stevens. He stepped up to the plate and took on the challenge. In a fight he knew he wasn't really the favorite to win that. He really had no chance. But the performance Triple G put on this last weekend was great, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying the guy gets hit too much, and when he gets in the ring with a slick guy, he's gonna get beat easy. I beg to differ, because like what Roy Jones said, the guy went 350-5 in the amateurs, won a silver medal. You don't have that type of amateur pedigree without experiencing, and witnessing different styles. So I'm pretty sure he's already been in a ring with slick guys before. I'm pretty sure he's done it before. He probably hasn't done it at a pro, but I don't think he can really have a problem with that. I honestly just think he beats everyone at middleweight. Now if he moves up and fight Andre Ward, I actually think he possibly can win that fight too, because I think to beat Triple G, you got to be a guy with just upper body and foot movement, And Andre Ward, he's hella slick up top, but he doesn't have the foot speed. Andre Ward kind of fights to me like Bernard Hopkins, and that's really the only reason why he probably would beat Triple G. I think all the dirty tactics, the 1-2, the hugging, the leading with your head, the low blows, I don't think Triple G's European style is ready for that. But I think if he gets like a couple tune-ups, I think he probably can knock out Andre Ward, man. Andre Ward's been down before, and I'm positive he hasn't been in with a puncher like Triple G. So, it is what it is. It's a fight that's probably like gonna happen. So we'll just see what happens when the time comes up. As for Sergio Martinez, I've never been sold or a fan of Sergio Martinez. To me, he's much more of a hype job than anyone else at middleweight. Well, GGG, because the thing with Sergio Martinez, and this whole fight reminds me of Tim Bradley versus Marquez. It's the same type of fight. Not that they're the same styles, but it's the same type of fight, being that you got a guy in Sergio Martinez who, like Marquez, he has an elite pound for pound type resume. He has those type of names on his resume, but at the end of the day, he gets beat up way too much to be considered top 5 pound for pound. I mean, if we go back and we look at his resume, Martinez. Okay, let's look at Sergio's resume. Martin Murray, he was down against. Let's look at his last 6 fights. Martin Murray, he was down against. Chavez Jr., he was down against. He got beat up pretty bad in the last round. He was down against Matthew Macklin. Macklin had his spots. He was beating the hell out of Martinez at times. Barker, I'm not sure if he was down against, but I know he gave him a hell of a tough fight. Sergey Danzurek, I'm not sure if he was down or not. Paul Williams, he knocked out in 2 rounds. Kelly Pavlik, he was down against. Paul Williams, the first time he was down against. So, I read somewhere that he was down in the 7 of his last 8 fights or 9 of his last 10. I'm not sure. But the point is, you can't call a guy like that slick. To me, slickness is your ability to evade punches, have defensive responsibility, and just overall just ring generalship and things of that nature. And I just don't think Sergio does that, man. He's been matched very good. And not taking anything away from him. He is the lineal champion. But I think stylistically it's a horrible matchup with him against Triple G. Triple G will be able to get to Sergio Martinez. He will get there and he will devastatingly knock him out, because the whole style with him, with his hands down against a guy with that amount of punching power, it just doesn't bode well for him. That's like a disaster. That's why he won't fight him. And who is Sergio Martinez to think he's like some type of top draw? Since when? No one's checking for Sergio Martinez. I think more people are checking for Triple G than him. So, he really has no excuse to be ducking him, to be honest. Because I really don't think he's a bigger draw than he is anyway. Honestly, who is Sergio Martinez? Who is he going to draw? No one's really checking for him. He's not selling out any arenas unless it's in Argentina, but we're talking in America, But, I understand what you're saying about the hype jobs and HBO, building these guys up, but, that's their job. They're going to build people up, but it's up to you, or up to all of us as boxing fans, to be able to differentiate between the real and the fake, Just like Abner Maris. People were saying all this shit about Abner Maris, but, I'm looking at Abner Maris, I'm like, dude, this dude can't fight. He can't even fight, but people are saying that this guy, in Ring Magazine has him number 5 pound for pound, or whatever they had him 4, or whatever they had him, and I'm just like, wow. So me as a fan, I've been, like I said, I've been in gyms and I've been in the ring before. So, I know a guy who can fight and who can't. I don't really need HBO to tell me that or anyone to tell me that. So, you know. But, with Triple G, I mean, it's clear as day. You can see that this guy is no joke, and he's coming. He's coming to Homo for, the middleweight division, man. I think Sergio Martinez, he knows he's going to get his ass beat, and that's why he's not going to fight him. Which, I mean, I understand why he won't. It's a business, and he got to get a payday, and he got to do what he got to do. At this time, he got a chance to fight Cotto. That's like a chance of a lifetime, because if he gets knocked out by Triple G, that same opportunity probably won't be there. So, as for him fighting Ward, I don't think he should do it yet. I think Ward's a little bigger than him, but hey, man, Ward's been down before. So, I mean, Triple G would need to just take it slow right now. When it's time to move up, probably take a fight at a catch weight, and then fight Ward. Take a fight with a slick guy at a catch weight, and then fight Ward. Ward's going to be there to hit. He's slick up top. He doesn't really have the foot speed, to move around like that. He's more of a guy who, like Bernard Hopkins, he want to, tie you up a lot and hit and hold and lead with his head. I'm just not the biggest Andre Ward fan, or Bernard Hopkins. It's hard to watch those guys, man. I respect them for what they done in the sport, but it's hard to watch that type of style, man. It's just, and people shit on Floyd, but man, I can watch Floyd more than I can watch Andre Ward or Bernard Hopkins, man. It's brutal to watch, man. Or Vladimir Klitschko, man. That shit is it's just like, damn, man. It's like these guys are so scared to get hit, man. Like they're scared to get knocked out, or I don't know what it is, man. But it's like, damn, dude. Whew. But anyway, man, that's all I got to say, man. Triple G is the real deal. I don't see no one at middleweight beating him right now, man. No one, dude. No one at middleweight is going to beat him, man. And, you just got to give credit to Curtis Stevens, man. I think Curtis Stevens can beat a lot of these guys, too, man. And Ego made a video saying he was upset with Curtis Stevens letting his hands go. But you got to understand, when Curtis Stevens is in the ring with a guy who hits that hard and hits that hard to the body, you're not going to let your hands go. Curtis Stevens lets his hand go in that fight, it's going to be over. It would have been over in those 2 rounds. The fight's over, so. And that's what Sergio Martinez knows. He knows that, he going to try all that hands down, try to, pot shot Triple G. Triple G's going to walk him down, pressure. And these guys fold. What people don't understand is Triple G's footwork gets the opponent in so much distress backing up. It's not even the fact that he's jabbing in, but it's not really primarily the fact that he's jabbing in. It's the fact that he cuts the ring off so real, so you kind of have nowhere to go but backwards, and you're like under the pressure. You're under distress, and I just see him catching Sergio Martinez, and he won't be able to continue. Just a brutal knockout. So that's all I got to say, man. Y'all could tell me what you guys think, man. It's your boy JT. I'm out.